Okay, so this tutorial is going to cover the generation of the renderings in Studio Max of your guys' Luminaire. And so I have already meshed the geometry in here and taken this stuff and set it up for rendering purposes. I have my fixture sort of modeled here. I just have a chord, basically assuming this is going to be a pendant light, and then there's a bulb in there. You'll note that each one of these guys is on its appropriate layer. We have the light, which is the fixture, then we have the bulb, and we have the chord. So I can grab those geometries when I actually select them separately in Studio Max. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open my model of this. So we have, obviously you guys have got the daylighting system working, and it's pretty straightforward. So we're going to go ahead and come in here, and I'm just going to go ahead and delete away the geometry for this guy. I'm not going to delete away the sun. And then I'm going to go ahead and import my new geometry here. So we're going to import, and I have the fixture in here. And so what we're going to end up doing here is we're going to adjust the time of day with the sun. We want to make sure that we still have that in there. We'll do that here as soon as we get the sun here. Your inches, we'll go ahead and just leave this all alone. I'm just going to import these as just separate objects in linked layer. Right, so that's imported here. Now the next step is we just want to make sure everything's working. We're going to do a test render. So you press F10 or you pull the render setup. I'm going to go ahead and just hit render. Make sure my lighting scheme is still working. You can see I've done some tests. Okay, and we can see that our daylighting system is still working and all of that stuff is in there. So we haven't deleted anything away, and we've just got the rough geometry generated here. Okay, so I'll go ahead and close that down and cancel. I'm going to grab my, first thing I'm going to do, we can go ahead and grab the daylighting. We're going to go ahead and under the modify tab, change the date and time. I'm going to set this to 6 o'clock in the evening, and today's the 11th. So go ahead and do another perspective render of that. It should give us a sense that the sun is setting. Or set in this instance. So you can see that that's a little bit too dark, so we'll come back and cancel that. We'll go to 1 hour earlier here, just above the horizon. You can see the angles coming in. Okay. Now from there, what we're going to do is, I'm just going to go ahead and move the whole thing out of the way here. I'll select by list, daylight and compass. Move that away so that way we can select our geometry. And I haven't imported the bulb here, so we'll go ahead and import that as well. Import. And we have the bulb. Okay. You can see the bulb is now in here. And so then we'll select this guy and go ahead and hit him and move him up above the horizon line, so that we can have the horizon show up properly in the rendering. And of course, if you've modeled this in Rhino above that axis here, you should be fine. Just move that up. Click on our center wheel here to pan so we can see this guy and zoom in. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and set some of the materials up. So I'll go ahead and select my object, select my bulb, press M for materials. I'm already down at the bottom. You can see that we have the other materials from the previous model, but we're going to create a new one under standard architectural and design. Then we're going to go ahead and select a template under here, and there's plastic for light here. So you can see that. We'll go ahead and just apply that to the scene. And then I'm going to go ahead and select my fixture here. And I'm going to apply materials to this as well. I think just the standard guy, so we can make this so have a a nice material feel finish to it. It's fine. Okay, so you can see that we're already almost there. The next thing we need to do now is insert a light. So we'll go ahead and we want to light this guy. Under lights, under photometric, we're going to insert a free light. We'll go ahead and drop that in there. You can see it put it on the plan, so we need to move that into location. So we're going to go ahead and move that into the bowl. Okay. So we select this. We can change this to wireframe and make sure that we have all of our guys. Let's go ahead and just select by name here so you can see. So we're going to go ahead and select the light and the bulb, make sure that those things essentially occupy the same space. You can see the light is a little bit low. So we'll go ahead and just select the light, move that up. Alright. We'll put it in there so it's not intersecting the cord. Okay. So we'll turn this back into realistic. And at this point we've got our daylight set, we have our light in there, and we can go ahead and do a test render. See how this looks. You can press F10 or hold the render setup. We hit render. We have our dusk sunset there. We've got a pretty nice rendering going on here. We have the evening sun. We've got a smooth surface. You can see in there the light bulb is starting to light. Now we need to probably do some upping, so it's clearly going to be emitting a little bit more light than that as we go through. So we'll have to dial that in. So go ahead and close that down. And we still have our, make sure we select our light. And under the Modify tab, we're going to go ahead and change the intensity. And the reasonable intensity on this guy is going to be somewhere around 30,000. You can push this up to like 36. Let's see what we get here. And so now we're going to start to see that immediately come in here. So we'll try again with the rendering. There you go. We're starting to get a really nice render quality out of this. Okay, so we'll go ahead and save that guy. Light 1, okay, so we'll go ahead and we're going to just save that as a JPEG like I've been doing. Save that. So that might be something that you guys actually find adequate. I'm going to do one night rendering here as well. So we'll go ahead and grab our daylight again. And under the Modify tab, we're going to go ahead and just set the time on this to 11 o'clock at night. You see the sun is now on the other side of the earth. Go back into this perspective. Pull up our render tab. Hit render. And it should be pitch black outside. So now you guys can start to get a sense of where your light might be. I'll go back just so we can do this a little bit smaller. Again, not fancy, not complicated, and you guys don't have to redo your whole lighting system, everything all over again. Once you got it working, you can just delete out the geometry and then set that up, and then you can just drop that one photometric light inside that plastic film with some of the ready-made materials that come with Studio Max and get some pretty nice renderings pretty quickly. Okay, so that's it.